What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Chiefs Priority here with another video, man. And basically what we're gonna be getting into is the Kansas City Chiefs and how they just changed everything, man. So the Chiefs are looking like they're gonna be the greatest team of all time. And I think we're gonna go on an insane run these upcoming years. And I love what the Chiefs are doing. I mean, I know I say this in a lot of videos, but it's just honestly the truth. The Chiefs are building something very special. And when you're a team and you can win a Super Bowl with a bunch of rookies starting, that goes to show you that it's more Super Bowls on the way. I mean, if we could do what we did last year with that tough schedule and that tough playoff schedule, if we could do what we did last year and won a Super Bowl against the Eagles, the sky's the limit for the next year. No pun intended, because Sky Moore is going to have a breakout season. But I think the next season, we are going to go absolutely crazy. And I can see us going to like 15-2. We're definitely going to make the playoffs again, no question. Definitely probably gonna go right back to the Super Bowl and win it, but I'm gonna give y'all some reasons why. Now, last season we had Orlando Brown and Andrew Wiley, who both allowed over 40 pressures each, and that's honestly horrible. That's not who you want protecting Patrick Mahomes. So the Chiefs went out there and they went and got Jones, who's a very good right tackle who might make the transition to left tackle. He's athletic, he's very fast, and he's a huge upgrade over Orlando Brown. He let up less sacks, he let up less pressures, and he's a very good pass blocker. He needs to work on his run blocking, but he's a very good pass blocker. That's what the Chiefs need. Then you get Donovan Smith, who's in his best season. He's let up, I think he's let up 1 sack in his best season. Yeah, 1 sack in his best season. He didn't let up a lot of pressures in his best season, and that's when he was healthy. Last season, he was battling an injury, and now he's back fully healthy. So the O-line should be looking good with Trey Smith, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Donovan Smith, and Jawan Taylor. The O-line is looking very, very good. Then you get to the defensive line last year, who was doing very good. We got George Karlaftis, who I just made a video on. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Then we got Chris Jones, who had 15.5 sacks with 17 TFLs. And I could really see Chris Jones getting 20 sacks next season because the D-line is going to be better. And Keandre Colburn is going to be eating up a lot of space. And you got Charles Omenihu, so I can see Chris Jones having less double teams. And Chris Jones one-on-one sounds very scary, and that just sounds like a bunch of sacks. And another thing I find very scary is how the Chiefs have such a versatile wide receiver core. But before we even touch on that, we're going to be talking about how they're trying to add to that wide receiver core now. There's some possible options like Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, and Chris Godwin. And honestly, if we get any of them players, it's going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to the next level. All of them players could put up 1,000 yards with Mahomes and even have the best season of their lives, right? Of their lives, man. But yeah, man, it's really scary how the Chiefs have been involved in the wide receiver market for a minute now. They tried to trade for AJ Brown, they tried to sign OBJ, and they tried to trade for D-Hop, but now that he's a free agent, they could easily pursue him. And yeah, man, any of those wide receivers would be a good choice for us. Well, obviously not AJ Brown and OBJ because they're automatically out, but I'm talking about Mike Evans, D-Hop, and Godwin. All of them wide receivers would be a great choice for us, and they will all have historic seasons for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I honestly find that very, very scary, man. The Chiefs are just trying to improve and make this team better. And it's honestly unbelievable. It's unbelievable how a Super Bowl team that's had all the success, been the last 5 AFC championships, could still improve and get better. It's honestly scary, and the league should be on notice. Then we talk about George Karlaftis. Let's talk about him again now. This man was very good, powerful bull rusher, and I think he's going to have a breakout year. He was perfect with Chris Jones, perfect combination. So I can see him having a breakout year. So yeah, man, but when we talk about the wide receiver core, they're all very versatile, right? You got Justin Ross, who's going to be our possession. Sky Moore, who could be in the slot. MVS, the deep threat. John Ross, the deep threat. And Kadarius Toney, who could honestly do everything. Then we have Rashee Rice, who's also a very versatile wide receiver, and I like his game a lot. So it's really looking good for the Chiefs, man, and I'm just loving what they're doing. And it's honestly a great time to be a Chiefs fan. It's a very great time to be a Chiefs fan. When you look at Patrick Mahomes last season, he's going to have a better season than he did last season. And I know that's honestly crazy to say because he broke the total yard record. But I can honestly see him going for bigger stats next year with more weapons, and he's going to be way more locked in with this receiver core, I feel like. Especially Toney, they're going to have a very big connection next season, in my opinion. Because they had some plays where they literally was connecting, like jump ball, deep like, putting the ball above Tony for him to go reach out and get it. So I liked a lot of these throws that Mahomes and Tony had, and I think it's just gonna all translate into next season. And then when you have Andy Reid as a head coach, that honestly just makes everything so much easier because he's elite. He always has an elite game plan, and the Chiefs were the highest scoring offense in the NFL last season. So I honestly don't see that stopping because, one thing about Andy Reid, he's always going to have a top 3, top 5 offense, and that just helps a lot. And this team is just so deep and loaded with talent on literally both sides of the field, and the rushing attack has been way better, and it shows signs of consistent improvement. So I'm really loving what the Chiefs are doing, and we're going to have 3 good running backs in McKinnon, Deneric Prince, who could also become a kick returner, punt returner, and Isaiah Pacheco. And if we talk about Isaiah Pacheco, he's a very good running back. He had over 1,000 scrimmage yards. So I really like Isaiah Pacheco's game, and he started around week 7 through 9, so that was honestly impressive. And yeah, man, I'm just loving their defense. They've shown improvement throughout the season and throughout the years. So yeah, man, this defense definitely is not going to cost the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I honestly love that. And Chris Jones with that monster season, man, 40 plus pressures, 15.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 44 tackles, and 16 TFLs with 29 QB hits, man. He's really a game changer, even throughout the double teams, and it was honestly very special to see. Then you got Nick Bolton, who had 180 tackles with 9 TFLs, 2 sacks, 7 QB hits, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception, and a forced fumble. So Nick Bolton was a monster last season, and he's becoming a superstar. Then you add him with Drew Tranquill, who's also similar to Nick Bolton. Man, the Chiefs are going to be very scary next season. They're cooking something up. And then Snead had his best year ever. He plays very good in that slot blitz corner role with 108 tackles, 3.5 sacks as a corner. It's crazy. 3 intos with 3 forced fumbles and 11 PDs. So not only could Snead cover, he could also blitz. So that's what makes him special, and that's why we have to keep L'Jarius Sneed unless Shamari Connor could become as good as him. So that makes him very special, that he could cover and he could do everything. He's so versatile. He's like a safety, but he's just a cornerback. So I really loved what the Chiefs did, and man, it's just very good, bro. It's just very good. And even when you lost Tyreek Hill, even when we lost Tyreek Hill, a lot of people said we wasn't gonna do anything because we was getting doubted. A lot of people said we wasn't gonna do anything. It's over. He carries our offense, but they messed up, man. Cause Mahomes went and got a balanced offense with different wide receivers who could do everything different, and it really confused the league. These defenses couldn't play that too high safety coverage anymore, and Mahomes just ate them alive, man. Short, deep, intermediate, he just ate them alive. It didn't really matter what he was throwing and what type of routes he was throwing. And then 5,608 yards, man, that was honestly crazy with the total yards. Passed up Drew Brees, and yeah, man, if you just look at his overall stats, 5,608 yards, 45 TDs with 12 interceptions. So that's honestly unreal, and it just proved that you should never doubt Mahomes and Andy Reid. They're always going to find a way, and yeah, man, NFL fans definitely made a mistake by doing that. But yeah, man, I just love how the Chiefs went and got a brand new team with a bunch of rookies, and they came in, took these starting roles, and they made the best out of it. In the beginning, they went through ups and downs, but after the midseason and throughout the season, as they started to get deeper and later into the season, they started to improve, man. Trent McDuffie came back, defense changed. Jalen Watson had a bunch of good picks. Joshua Williams had made some plays, even though he messed up at times. So the secondary is just looking very good, and I loved it. And even though we let Juju Smith-Schuster go, he was replaceable. I'm happy he's in New England. I hope he does good with them. But it's very hard to win a Super Bowl with so much inexperienced rookies, man. So when we did that, I was honestly yeah, this team is going to be good for years to come. The Chiefs are here to stay, and they're making a statement, and it's honestly looking scary. Then I always knew Isaiah Pacheco was going to be so good, man, because he went to Rutgers, who had a horrible offensive line. Yeah, man, they had a very bad offensive line. I'm from New York, so I'm from Brooklyn. I know a lot about Rutgers because it's a school in Brooklyn that's connected to Rutgers. And yeah, man, the O-line was honestly bad, and Pacheco was still making big plays and bursting out for big yardage. That's how I knew he was going to be special behind the Chiefs O-line, because this O-line is very good. So if you just got the physical attributes, then you should be very good behind this offensive line. And yeah, man, if you like this video, like and subscribe. That's it. And I just love what the Chiefs are doing, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next season. I can't wait to see us make another Super Bowl push. It's your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm out, man. Peace. Still working on getting some new equipment.